with everything of our criteria.
So that's what, so before implementing this, I'm just quoting from implementing this program, stakeholders should have to ensure that they are in compliance with both state and federal discrimination guidelines. So it's a clear mandate, you know. If not, some people will opt out, and then some people will opt in, and then some will even take the whole business to Mexico or to where is it now? Thailand or Philippines?
And I think too, it should be mandated because especially the time that we are living and the society, it's a diverse country or diverse society, and everywhere we go, where people's their contribution to workforce, it doesn't, when you contribute something, is really they appreciate it and they accept it regardless of your background, your culture, and everything. So it should be mandated. That will be great.
Yeah.
So it's mandated to, are we talking an affirmative action kind of plan where companies are required to find diverse leadership candidates, or are we just talking that companies are required to give diversity training in order to help promote?
I think it's a little bit of all, because so far as you want to allow diversity, first of all, it's going to be something like an affirmative action program.
Well, I don't know. I think it should be like to help promote it, because if you are saying they just have to, even though like they might not have good candidates, that could like hurt the company.
He's got a point.
It's true, but then from the research, right? I think let me just quote something here. So that's why sometimes research is very good. Facebook. Well, I'm talking about a quote from EEO, is it Equal Employment Organization. Quoted Facebook as the high additional, some 7 African American out of an overall headcount increase from 1,231. Now, this talent, they are already there, especially in the tech sector. I mean, they are there. I mean, students are graduating at that rate, both in law and tech and those things. They are there. But the question is, because nothing is mandated. Look at Facebook, right? We look at it as, a very diverse organization, but look at the record. The record is not abysmal, but it's, it still lacks something. There's something, hiding underneath, that, I mean, after all the talent who are there, I mean, it's just employing a very few. I mean, I think that's true that up to last year was it only 45 African American staff out of the total U.S. workforce of 4,263 since 2013. So it's a current problem.
So you're talking about like more like affirmative action.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a little bit of all that Prof mentioned.
Like an affirmative action with a promotion.
Promotion action.
And then they were hiding it, It's like they were just hiding. They didn't want to come out and say it because for the fear that some of us wouldn't.
Because it's like this lack of diversity has been going on for years and years and years, and generations, and society has been keeping it that way,
Yeah.
So I think it probably should be an affirmative action too,
Yeah.
but also be something that could be promoted,
Yeah.
for like future companies who are starting, so I could agree with both of you guys as an action.
And I'll just quote what the Observer said, that the lack of diversity existed in a don't ask, don't tell basis until Google came out, and announced.
Yeah.
You don't ask, you don't tell. If you employ you, that's what you are lucky you are there, but you don't go and inform. It's just like our pay structure, salary structure, Whatever I receive, I don't have to tell her. Otherwise, I break company rules.
Yeah.
So you're looking for the government to get involved and mandate some kind of program which initiates some training and more leadership potential and promotion in order to diversify management of companies.
Yes.
But that really it's going to start from the government.
From the government, yes.
Because the government has to decide for that.
These are, support.
That was a long sentence.
But the training component is almost how, once the government mandates it, the training component of training and in reality that may actually be more realistic than saying X number of diversity people. If they mandate training programs for minorities, then more people end up getting promoted
Right.
through the training program. The mandate's probably really about the training piece that you guys talked about
Yeah.
versus saying your company must have this many races, this many
No.
women, this many,
That's
like
what-
that affirmative action part doesn't
No,
work,
that's
but the
not- it wasn't
mandating
talking, yeah.
some kind of diversity training for leaders is what
Yeah.
worked. And actually some companies do that
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and
They
actually.
do, because just let me enumerate them. The first one, employees who has received backing of the diversity initiative from CEO. Now the companies must support employees in their professional training and development. They must also provide employees with challenging work, include clear data-driven goals, and then finally the inclusion training program. So it's like Facebook, Google. I mean, they have enormous resources, to do an in-company training program, even without the government, coming in to, prod them. But then it's like they're saying, it's a don't ask, don't tell policy. If we accept you, we accept you. It's not that the government is asking us, But then if you look at the biases, I mean, they just continue, like you're saying, from the old times, the biases are still there, but,
And it's still gonna keep going, yeah.
But do you think the biases are changing as each generation
Oh, for
changes?
Oh,
Definitely.
for example, I'm here.
And in
the fact
some
that
ways,
I'm
this
here-
could be in 50 years, this is an obsolete concept because the majority of people in the United States will be brown
Yeah.
Yeah.
of some sort,
That's
because we're
what-
getting
that's what
closer
Dean
and
said.
closer and closer and closer from a hodgepodge, right, of people. And so, whereas for generations, everybody's always been
Same.
white. Now people are going to be every shade of brown from
Yeah.
all kind of different, not just African Americans,
No, no,
right, but
white.
anybody that from a Hispanic background is considered
Asian.
brown, or my mixed kids are considered brown. So all this brown concept, I think, definitely changes. The women thing might take longer, but
But the woman thing, I
Women
was
have always
surprised.
take longer
No,
since like.
No, but we don't have
20th
excuse,
century.
especially for the gender, because now women are the majority in the country,
well,
and that also goes for where I come from. Women are majority, but how is it that the men we've seized control, over
It's
the
part of
apparatus of
society,
state?
Right.
It's
I'm
part of how
talking,
society.
And it is
I'm
a-
talking about even this recent elections,
Yeah.
Well,
I was expecting that the women would come.
but we have, you know what I mean? But when we look at the next generation,
Yeah.
right, their views on things change, and then they will have children who, you know what I mean? And so for us, it's
No,
very
we are
different
going-
for,
Yeah.
because my, I have college-age children, right, who then will have children, so you see it in, kind of that reaction.
No, for us, we are already toast.
Yeah, for us,